Welcome into Game Night. I'm your host tonight, Alex Flum. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're 2 games into the preseason for the Washington Commanders. And I have to tell you, I don't love preseason. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to watch the games. But now I'm at the point where it's like, just don't get hurt, please. That's kind of just my only hope. Like, go out there, do what you need to do, prepare for the season, but we don't want to see big injuries. And the Commanders have had a lot of injuries here in this training camp. So it's not even relevant, the fact that the Lions won 17-13, whatever. It's not a big deal. Who cares, really, what the result is in the game? The fact of the matter is there weren't any major injuries in this game, and I think that in itself is a win for the Washington Commanders. And another big win, they put Jayden Daniels out there on the field for the first time this season. It was the first time Jayden Daniels has taken the field in an NFL game, regular, preseason, postseason, anything, in 8 months. You'd have to go all the way back to that nightmare of a game in early December last year against the Minnesota Vikings, where Jayden Daniels obviously got knocked out of that game again as well. And then you know how the rest of the season went. Not much to write home about. But here we are now with a fresh slate. Jayden got out there for a series. A lot of pressure on him. The offensive line seemed to struggle in this game. Brandon Coleman has been having success in camp, seemed to struggle a little bit today. Josh Connerly on the other side. In the middle, still no Nick Allegretti. So there's some concerns about that offensive line being able to protect Jayden. But he came out. He did take one hit. He was sacked on one play, but seemed to be okay after that. And, you know, the fact of the matter is Jayden Daniels played. And after the game, he was happy to have played.
It's good to get back out there and play football again. It's been a little over 8 months since I played live football, so it was good. It was good to go back out there. Kind of understand I'm going to year 3 now, so I understand you can't play however many plays, 60-plus plays in the preseason game. The main goal is week 1 and then games after that. So you try to just build up, ramp up, and try to knock out the rust here and there. But from there, you kind of just go out there and trust your coach and trust everything they got to say.
So again, the Commanders losing this one 17-13. Jayden Daniels attempts 1 pass, incomplete, was sacked once. But again, we saw him on the field, and there was this concern of whether he was going to play, and he played. On the other hand, the defense, they put in some work. I was super impressed with them for the second straight week, and everything we heard about Durante Jones, the new defensive coordinator, went to Bishop McNamara, DMV guy, grew up a fan of the team. And as we talked about earlier, that Vikings game last year, he was on that staff. They brought so much pressure. They crushed the Commanders in that game. So the expectation for Durante Jones' defense is that they're going to force pressure. They're going to get sacks. They're going to get interceptions. They're going to force fumbles. They're going to be explosive and help this team win games. That's the hope in the positive scenario. And from what we've seen, a small sample size of 2 preseason games. Yes, it's been 2 preseason games. But in the first game, we saw Malik Spencer, Ale Cajo, Quan Martin go out and get an interception. Quan Martin got one again this week. But the game started off right off the bat. Amik Robertson, you see it right here, the former Detroit Lion, crushed Josh Dobbs on a cornerback blitz. Joshua Josephs and the team were running after the ball all the way to the end zone. He fought a Lions lineman for it in the end zone, and he came up with the touchdown. Joshua Josephs, the rookie with a wingspan as long as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the NBA, making his presence felt already. Javonte Jean-Baptiste, TJ Magarayanga, they both looked really good in the pass rush. Maurice Hurst came through with Johnny Newton out now, obviously, probably for the season. 2 sacks for him, and again, no big injuries. So I call this a win for the Commanders. I know it's a loss in the column, but like I said, nobody cares about preseason. And if you do, don't worry about it. Focus on week 1 when they play the Eagles. Focus on that. Also, the Commanders did bring in a running back this week as they're dealing with some injuries to Rachaad White, Jerome Ford, Jeremy McNichols. They brought in Craig Reynolds, a former Lion, who actually played with offensive coordinator David Blau on the Lions. Obviously, it wasn't that long ago that Blau was still playing in the NFL. He became the assistant quarterback coach, then the quarterback coach, now the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders, helping Jayden Daniels as they go into this fresh slate of a season. We caught up with Craig Reynolds after, I believe it was his first or his second practice this week with the Commanders, and I asked him about David Blau and their relationship and what he feels like he could bring to the Commanders. Here is our conversation with Craig Reynolds. Take a look. All right, Craig, coming in here to the Commanders, what's it been like being here so far?
It's been great. It's a great environment to be a part of. The locker room, the coaching staff, just out here having fun playing football.
And I just asked you before to confirm it, but you played with David Blau. Now he's your offensive coordinator. What's that like for you?
It's great. It's great. You could kind of always tell that he was going to be a coach back when we were in Detroit together. Leads the room well, knows ball, and a great person. And was a great teammate as well. So it's definitely cool.
You said you could always tell. Now to see him in action, like the way he's leading, what have you seen from him? I know it hasn't been too long for you so far. What have you seen from him, like so far, about what he's doing here that shows he's going to be a good OC in this league?
Great leader, most importantly. Commands the room very well. And just the details, paying attention to the little things, and holding everybody accountable. So those are the biggest things.
I know throughout your career, coaches have always said great things about you. You've proved it when you're on the field. What do you feel like you could bring, if you're called upon here to have some meaningful reps?
Just be myself, go out there, compete, be a great teammate, and just control the controllables, effort and energy. That's what I've been doing my whole career. So.
And then how do you say your college? It's Kutztown. I know Mike Clay's always talking about you from there. Did you guys overlap there? He's older, I know, but
no, we didn't overlap, but he always shows love, so it's much appreciated. PSAC guys, we have a guy on staff that's from East Stroudsburg, so it's always cool to meet, whether it's players, coaches, guys around the league that are from the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, so it's pretty cool.
And cool hearing from Craig Reynolds. And as you see, the Baltimore Ravens also in action today. They take down the Minnesota Vikings 13-3. And like I said, it doesn't matter so much what you do in the preseason in terms of wins and losses. I mean, back in the day when the Washington Commanders franchise was winning Super Bowls, they were not winning their preseason games back then. I believe they famously might have lost every single one the year they won one of their Super Bowls. But this Ravens team with Jesse Minter, I think we're seeing really good vibes. I said yesterday on the show. We're also just seeing confidence. Like this team, Harbaugh was great leading this team. John Harbaugh was for a really long time. Obviously won the Super Bowl, but it seemed like a change needed to happen. I think the Ravens were kind of upset that they lost out on Mike McDonald going to Seattle. He goes and wins a Super Bowl. So I think they wanted to bring a young, fresh coach in that is more similar to what Harbaugh does, came from that system. Minter coached under Harbaugh. And his team just looks confident. They look like they know what they're doing. And these are the backups mostly in there against the Minnesota Vikings. Again, they beat them 13-3. Here's some notes from this game for you. The Ravens D, again, looked really good. 10 total points allowed in 2 games for them. Joe Fagnano, the young quarterback on the team, 15 of 20, 123 yards and a touchdown, went to UConn. LeJonte Wester got in the end zone. Josh Cuevas, the tight end, looked good with the score, and that was after Matt Hibner from Lake Braddock looked good in the first game, those 2 rookie tight ends. Undrafted rookie out of Miami of Ohio, Silas Walters had an interception in the game. And Tyler Loop, after obviously missing a big field goal last year, he missed one in the first preseason game, knocked down 2 field goals in this game. So that was good to see for them. And head coach Jesse Minter encouraged by the way his team's playing. The face of this team, the star
proud of our
on
guys,
this
the way they
team.
played in that game. Thought we, especially in the second half, were able to kind of play the game the way we wanted to play a little bit more, control the ball a little bit more, did a nice job on defense. Red zone, got a couple turnovers, which we wanted to get. So proud of our guys.
And you saw a quick tease there. We are going to talk about Jayden Daniels. We talked about him on this week's edition of Undrafted Opinions and his fantasy football outlook. That's coming up next on the show. Welcome back into Game Night. As mentioned before on our weekly podcast, Undrafted Opinions, this past week, Jake Rahm and I gave fantasy projections and outlooks for all the top players on the Washington Commanders offense. And that starts with Jayden Daniels. Here's our thoughts on him. the face of this team, the star on this team. This isn't a joke. I have him rated 5th on my fantasy football quarterback rankings.
Who are your quarterbacks ahead of him?
Josh Allen,
Yep.
Lamar Jackson,
Yep.
Drake May.
What? Drake May?
Yeah, for fantasy purposes. And I can't reveal the name of another one because I know people in my fantasy league will watch this. So I don't want them to know who else I have there. But
Drake May? I think you just said that to throw off your fantasy
No,
league.
I'm dead
There's
serious.
no way you have him ahead of Jaden.
I am dead serious. And you know why? For fantasy football, yes.
AJ Brown? Or
Not
what?
just that. I am confident, I have a good feeling that Drake May will probably play almost the whole season.
Okay.
I am worried that Jaden will miss games.
And yet he's still your top 5. That doesn't make any sense. You
Because
can't
that's
have
how
that
good he
logic.
is. That's
I
how
know.
good he is. Because if someone has Jaden Daniels in fantasy football and he plays 12 or 13 games, you're going to be in good shape still.
He's
As
gonna
long
be
as you
top
have a good
5.
backup.
With 12 games, no chance. No chance. That you're contradicting a little bit here on that. If he's top 5, then you got to be like he's top 5, he's playing 17 games and he's better because by your logic, he should be higher than Drake May then in a 17-game season.
It's not really that I think, oh, he's going to play 12 games. I don't know how many games he's going to play. Hopefully 17. Hopefully 16, 15 or 16. He doesn't have to play the last week or two.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's that risk of the injury makes me drop him down the boards. It's
Like
not
to-
that,
okay, I
it's
see what
like
you mean.
I think if Jaden plays the whole season,
His
there's a
performance.
great chance he's the number 2 quarterback in all of fantasy football. I think the only person he doesn't pass is Josh Allen. And I've said this on record so many times. I think the Commanders will make the playoffs if he plays a full season. I think he's that good and that big of a difference maker.
What about Jalen Hurts?
I got him
Lot of
right.
rushing
I have
touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts at number 6.
A lot of rushing touchdowns
Yeah.
from him.
I
I think
th-
Joe Burrow
Burrow after Hurts.
after Hurts.
I just did all my rankings last night.
I mean, I wouldn't put Mahomes up there. Not
I don't even have Mahomes in the top 10 this year.
No. I'd say Jordan Love's definitely up there.
So, but seriously though, assuming
Top
Jaden,
5's, I mean, that's fair
Assuming-
because of him doing
Right.
a little bit of both.
but
You're
assuming he plays every game, right? Even if he were to miss 1 or 2, what's his ceiling in your opinion, in fantasy specifically, and what is his floor?
I mean, his ceiling is if for some reason people are worried about drafting him and he drops
Mm-hmm.
in drafts, like maybe some people jump early on quarterbacks, and depending on what league you're in, you might draft. But typically, like in a league where you don't have keepers or whatever, you're drafting quarterbacks outside of a Josh Allen or a
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, and probably the 3rd or 4th or 5th round.
Right. See, I'm
usually
in it differently. I'm in 2 quarterbacks, and we have keepers.
2 quarterbacks is different.
half PPR. There's a
One
lot going on.
quarterback, no keepers,
Yeah.
and it's typically that 4th or 5th round when you go get your typical starting quarterback outside of the outliers like a Josh Allen. If he drops lower than that because people are afraid,
Yeah, take him.
I mean, he could be one of those steals you're talking about where it's like, man, I got him. We had, so-and-so in my league drafted X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
quarterbacks before him. I got Jaden as like the 7th quarterback off the board, and he finishes top 3.
Right.
I think I'm kind of with you with it. If he plays 16, 17 games, this is a guy where you get to the end of the season and say they're not in a playoff spot. He's one of those quarterbacks that's going to have to play to
Right.
get his team into the playoffs.
Like a few
and
years
you
ago.
know, yes, 2
Yeah.
years ago. And what did he do? He went on an absolute bender of a run at the end of the season. That's exactly what you want out of a
Yeah.
fantasy quarterback. You want a guy that's going to be playing in that Week
Right.
16 championship game or 3rd place game or 5th place game or whatever you're in. So I would say his ceiling, I'm with you. It's number 2, number 3 in fantasy football behind Josh Allen and most likely Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And Lamar's another one. If he plays the full season,
Right.
he should be up there.
That's true. But I do think I could see Jaden, like in a perfect world, if he plays the full season, if he stays healthy, he could finish above Josh Allen. It's not out of the
Could.
question. He could go into next year as the guy if he proves everyone wrong. So,
Absolutely.
I think he's in that top 5, and he's a part of it. So we can say,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But no, what concerns me the most is that offensive line, because I'm weirdly less worried about Brandon Coleman right now.
Like more worried about
obviously-
Connerly.
Yeah, they're gonna miss tons of Connerly seems like he's struggling at points on the right side. obviously Allegretti came back to practice this week, but like you're an injury away from Matt Golbin or Julian Good-Jones, like two guys with barely any NFL like real game experience. And Matt
That'd be
Golbin
tough.
doesn't have any, having to be the starting center. Like I'm just worried about this line not being able to protect Jaden.
I agree. It's very concerning to me.
Welcome back into game night. We're continuing our countdown to kickoff with the South County Stallions. It's been an interesting few years for them. They now have their third head coach in the last 3 seasons, Jonte Craig, taking over as the interim head coach right now. And he's hoping to elevate this program back to where he and his program believes they should be.
How tough is that for a program to go through 3 different coaches, but how much easier is it when you have somebody that was a part of the previous regime sticking around to be the head coach?
I think for any program that's hard, especially because, schemes change, ideologies change, words change, but we've got a good group of kids, especially with me coming back, that nothing has really changed in the entirety. There have been some changes, but we have a good group of kids that are smart and they're willing to learn the game. So all the changes that we have made, they've picked up on it quickly, as fast as possible. So like I said, change is going to be hard for anybody, no matter who it is. Doesn't even matter if I was on the staff last year, because my coaching style might be different from the latter. But our kids have just rallied around us and bought into what we're doing, so that makes everything easier.
Jeremiah, just the difference in that.
Yes, sir. Well, it's about the name of the game. The name of the game is being adaptable, From a person, as a guy who's been around since with Coach P, Pannoni, Coach Rowe wasn't there when I was in 8th grade, with people like Coach Urquhart, who was here last year, with Coach Craig now. It hasn't really been like a big change, I mean, it first really hit when Coach P left, but then now that Coach Irk left last year, it wasn't really too much of a big change. Like, we were already used to it. So it was like, we got to get the job done. We got to earn it every day.
How has this team come along as you guys get ready for a season that, you guys are hoping that South County's back in that conversation, especially in your guys' region?
So our team motto is we earn everything every day, right? Doesn't matter if it's practice, film, lifting weights. We have a 1-0 mindset in everything we do. So that's our biggest focus, just going 1-0 at everything we do. And I say it a lot to our defense, do your 111th. If everybody does their 111th, every player on the field does their job, everything will fall into place. So it's not there's expectations, yes, because of the school that we're at, but we're not worried about that. We're worried about what we're doing in our building with each other to get us ready to go out and play those games. Since
Coach is a defensive guy, he talked a little bit about the offense and changing and whatnot, you being the quarterback. How much through your eyes has changed? How easy has it been to kind of, pivot a little bit from maybe what you guys were doing in the past?
A lot is similar, but a lot has changed at the same time. Because we have very similar concepts. I feel like the main change, honestly, has been up front for the offensive line. I feel like it's been very helpful for us. Like, overall, the last 2 scrimmages, I feel like our offensive line I've been able to lean to and trust a lot more than in years past. Definitely there's changes, but I feel like us, the type of guys we have, we attack the learning of it. So I feel like the learning of it wasn't even that hard. But it's very, like we said, very similar concepts, but also different. So it's just like small changes. I feel like it's really going to help us be better. But like I said, the locker room, they really attacked learning it.
And going to the defensive side, David obviously talked to Coach 8 returners.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how tight-knit is that side of the group, knowing that you guys can come in and have a special year? Because a lot of you guys are coming back, and with Coach being a defensive coordinator in previous years, you guys don't really have too much of that period of trying to learn something new. You guys have a lot of guys back and have relatively the same system on the defensive side of the ball. How does that make you guys feel coming into the season, knowing the potential's very high having that many returners?
Yes, sir. Obviously, it's like our potential's through the roof. And like Dylan said, this is the closest we've ever been. Like, we're going out every day, like either to someone's house, getting food. We're all on and off the field. We're close. If somebody messes up, we're going to let them know. But we're hard on each other. But the coaches are there to relieve that.
Welcome back into game night. Our final segment, Baba Oladotun, a star from Blake, getting ready for his freshman year at the University of Maryland, holding his first annual basketball camp in Gaithersburg. Take a look.
I think it's a surreal feeling, just a blessing from God, Well, it's me just being a kid that's like sat at some of these camps with like big time players from the DMV. It's just amazing like where God can take you, where faith can take you. Bro, pick it up, let's get it. Come on. I need it. And just seeing all the kids, seeing all their faces, like that's just me just like reminiscing on like what the community's done, what I can do for the community. So it's a blessing for me. Yes, sir! Yes, sir, we up! We up, y'all. Yes, sir, Bradley. I want to take it bigger, I want to keep having more camps every year. Don't worry, if you didn't make it this year, I'm going to keep doing it.
Seeing a player that is they're going to make it big. They're going to be that guy soon. And you get to see them in action, almost one-on-one-ish.
I've seen him many times playing before, but, of course, he's really tall. He's like, 6'11", and then he's really tall, but he also has a handle, which is really good.
He went to my middle school and same high school. I've seen him play up close, and it really inspires me and probably everyone else to push forward.
Yeah, get it up, clean it up, clean it up.
Very humble kid. I don't even think he realizes how big he is yet. Goofy, plays around, great personality.
Boo! Boo! Hey, Ted. We good, sonny? I'm in the drill.
He's still a kid, just loves to be himself, and I know this is all surreal for him, and it's only going to get bigger and better.
He's not forgetting where he come from. I think we need to show kids positive role models, people who are going where they want to go. Playing right here in College Park, they'll be able to watch him, be more connected, get to know him, just so he can be a mentor and a leader. And he wants to make an impact outside of basketball. I wanted to make my camp free because everyone has the opportunity to go to like summer camps to have fun. I'm really excited for what's to come. With this camp, I want to make it bigger and bigger every year.